Now, welcome to another Let's Talk Some Andor, where this time it's going to be a part 2 from yesterday, where we're talking about the first 3 episodes.
Okay, the next arc we're going to talk about that took place among those first 3 episodes is the Dedra and Sirill arc.
The awkward arc.
But good. I mean, I love ISB intrigue.
Yeah, it starts out with Dedra at the secret meeting that Krennic is hosting about his project to make the galaxy better.
Oh my gosh, I loved seeing Krennic right off the bat. I thought he might not show up till like the last.
Later on, yeah.
Yeah. I love, and this is like a callback to Rogue One. This is a callback to Catalyst. I love how he flaunts his relationship with the Emperor.
Yeah, that's totally him.
He's
I was
like,
talking to the Emperor yesterday.
If you break the rules and protocol, you have to answer to the Emperor.
Yeah.
I was talking to the Emperor.
I had brunch with him yesterday, and
you can even see how much he already dislikes Tarkin when he's talking, because he's like, even Yularen and Tarkin aren't privy to this, yeah. They're privy to it. Happens here. It's the utmost importance to the Empire. It's only me and the Emperor and you select blessed few.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's perfect.
But a little backhanded slap towards Tarkin, which is great, because we know in Rogue One you get to see their little rivalry unfold.
A little bit of it, yeah. You see it more in Catalyst.
Yeah, so it was really, it made me smile.
Yes.
That we're getting references to Catalyst.
This, yeah.
Catalyst, if you haven't read it, is a fantastic book.
Yeah, I love that book.
Yes.
James Luceno, one of the, maybe the best Star Wars writer, up there with Timothy Zahn in my book.
And I know you made note of it, but I like that, again, a callback to Catalyst, because Krennic tricks Gale and Urso into like experimenting with Kyber. The same lie he's now telling these people, that we're working on a renewable energy project. It's the Emperor's dream, renewable energy for everybody.
Yeah.
Not a giant death laser. Totally not.
Not a death laser,
giant death laser. No. I kind of like that we got this weird, like, propaganda, touristy type thing about Gorman.
It reminded me of something you would have seen in school years ago when they pull out the projector and like it's just some old movie and you're like, what is this?
I found that really cool to kind of, oh look, they make Tweel and here's the spiders that make the Tweel.
Yeah. And it also had an era of like the 1940s, kind of like you go to the movie and you see your wartime propaganda before. Not that that's exactly what it was, but it had that same kind of cadence to the delivery.
And then they brought out the Empire propaganda, the PR guys.
I like the PR guys, yeah.
Talking about how they're going to spin everything that'll make the Gormans look bad and justify what the Empire does to them. And I was like, oof.
Yeah, it's terrible. Because you're like, God, does that actually happen in the real world? Totally not.
They're so bad. It's going to be fine when the Empire gets rid of them, hollows out their planet, and most likely destroys it.
It's just tampering with the core of the planet.
I like how Krennic picked up that Dedra is obviously very intelligent and already has a possible solution. But then she turned around and she tells her boss, I don't want to work on this project. I feel like that kind of speaks volumes for her in weird ways. She would rather keep hunting rebels and people she sees as actively destabilizing the Empire than going after innocent citizens. She doesn't exactly seem to be gung-ho if we need to wipe this place out because the Empire needs it. That's not what she wants to do. No. She wants to make it better by taking out the disease. This isn't a part of the disease. This isn't the job. Although she did also suggest that if there was perhaps rebel activity on Gorman, they'd have to come in and fix the problem.
Yeah, you need rebels who are willing to do the wrong thing. In other words, I think this is, as we've talked about, the no Russian thing.
Yep. But which side is it now?
Yeah, I kind of thought all along it would be the rebels that did something. No, it's going to be the Empire.
It could definitely be the Empire. Then we finally see our boy Sirill. I loved seeing him at work, delivering the exact same speech he was given on day one.
He takes that job seriously.
With so much pride, though. Look what he did. He actually did.
Yeah, he
really good.
Busted some kind of smuggling ring or something. Yeah.
2 promotions at not the ISB, but the IBS. I loved seeing them getting ready for dinner. To have Edie Karn over for dinner, him and his lady love.
Yeah, their
She's
awkwardness.
Picking out an outfit, either all black or all white.
Yeah.
There's the smile that I'm like, oh, look
at
that.
The smile.
She looks so pretty for just a second, and then she's like, back to normal face.
It was so forced. It was just like so, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's in there cooking. They went out and bought the cakes that she really, that his mother really likes. No, they didn't make those. They went out and bought them specifically, the dessert that she would like. She shows up and needy Edie, there she goes, lording her control over her son in front of Dedra, and then even tries to put Dedra in her place. Well, what are your parents do? They're dead. I was raised at a kinder block.
Yeah, she seems kind of proud of that. Like, you kind
I
of
think
begin
she
to
is.
understand her devotion to the Empire, because I'm sure it wasn't a great experience, but there's some gratitude there that the Empire raised her.
But wouldn't that have been the Republic?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. As I mean, you
I
don't
don't.
ask a lady their age, but she would have to be like 18 to have been in the,
Unless,
been
I mean,
born
it
into
switched
it.
over, obviously, at one point.
Yeah, actually, this is 3
'Cause
years.
her
So it'd
parents
be
were
like,
criminals and they were brought to justice, and she's proud of the
yeah,
work
so
she does.
yeah, I mean, if she were, younger, like 10 or something when she
Mhm.
got it, I don't know the exact age of the character or actress, but she would have to have been a little
Oh.
older, and then her parents did criminal activities under the Empire, and then she got put in there.
Interesting is you can tell how much our Discord loves these guys. They have quoted the entirety of Dedra's speech to Edie at least 3 times in the Andor
Only
channel.
3? I'm
At least.
disappointed in them.
No, but it's beautiful. I love that she puts her in her place. She's showing she cares about him.
But in the weird sort of like controlling way. It's so...
It is.
'Cause
That
it's-
she's like, you can't control him because he's mine now?
he's mine to take advantage of and control.
But I don't think she does that. I don't think she wants to do that because she's looking out for him, saying, hey, you get to see him as much as, like, inversely proportional to the amount of anxiety you're putting him through in our relationship. And I was like, dang!
I mean, yeah, I think she cares about him. I'm not saying that, but certainly it's hard to not be a controlling person when that is what you do for a living.
Yeah.
I don't think she comes home and puts it all away and is a carefree.
No.
No, she likes to control, and
okay,
I think
'cause Sirill
Sirill
likes
likes to
that.
control too.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah,
it works.
it's cute. All right.
It's cute. I don't know if that's
it is,
the word
in its
I'd
own
use.
weird way.
Yes.
Let's move on then to the wedding.
The wedding.
The arc that I would say arguably, so I always have to say arguably, is probably the most favorite of the storylines from the first 3 episodes. There's just so much going on, and I love the aesthetic.
Yeah, the world building here too. The Chandrillan culture.
Chandrilla, the Mothma estate. It's
the
beautiful.
Mothma. Yeah, I want to live on the Mothma estate.
And it's so interesting contrasting how perfect, precise everything is in the Mothma estate to how Mon herself is feeling.
Yeah,
so
she's losing
great.
control.
Yeah. But each character kind of has like their own little story within the wedding, and I'm going to start with Luthen's because I am so curious about how he and Skolden met up. That he managed to secure an invitation to the wedding.
Well, he presented them with a gift.
Yeah, you don't think that was intentional?
Yeah, well, he bought the gift from him. Yeah, so he's here.
You don't think he found that gift thinking, I can persuade
there's only like
him?
8 of them.
Well, 12 total.
Like, it really makes me wonder. Yeah, but there was 12.
Mm-hmm.
Some were
and he
destroyed.
found one, and they're bringing it back to the planet.
What is his story? Like, he seems like he is, like, connected in the world of antiquities. He probably... Mm-hmm. My guess for him is he was once a huge collector of, like, Jedi materials, whatever, and the Empire confiscated it, and that's what set him down his path. That's my random guess right now.
I think he deliberately acquired this item because Skolden and they're like new money, you could say in a way.
I see, new money, yes.
Whereas Mothma, that's old culture, old families, prestige, and now he gets to be seen as I am bringing a piece of our history home, and he's showing it off at one of the biggest venues for the season that he can do it in, and I think Luthen knew that and exploited it. And then watching Luthen, like, work a room, it's fantastic.
Oh, I like when he's, like, the young cadet or whatever. He's like, they're leaving Steerguard. Where are they going?
He's exploiting to find out what their naval movements are.
Yeah.
He goes to speak to Erskine, Mon's, like, senatorial aide, who we saw in Star Wars Rebels, like, helping her escape.
Yep.
I was like, oh, look at him go. Look at him gathering information. He never stops. He's observing. I love that about him. Then he has his conversation with Mon about her friend Tay. Tay is falling apart. The rebel activities have hurt our Chandrillan banker, and he's becoming a liability.
Well, he just needs to be taken for a ride out in the country.
No.
By Cinta.
I mean, he could easily get Mon caught. Luthen sees this. Luthen places numbers on people of value, I swear. Mothma, important. Tay, not important.
Not important.
Tay doesn't know who Luthen is. Mon does.
Yeah.
Tay needs to go. He is a problem. I really would love to know what Tay would have asked for had he not been Cinted. Yeah, that's a verb now.
It is a verb, yes.
He was close to Mon when they were young. His wife is gone. Would he have even, maybe instead of just money, would he have blackmailed her into leaving Perrin for him? Thinking that they would be better together? If he just wanted money, wouldn't that be hard for her to pay him off? Didn't he just help her with the money problems?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, did he actually want money, or does he want in on her life? Maybe get rid of Perrin, marry me.
What's
Who knows?
It's a weird way to move in to like kind of threaten her, but
But
yeah, you're not always logical when it comes to love.
then Vel saw Cinta and she looks so heartbroken. Made me sad.
Yeah, I like your theory about Vel and Clea being a former thing.
Someone on our Discord actually pondered that.
Oh, was that where it came from?
That's where I got it from.
Props to them because I watched the episode again. I watched them like 3 times or something, but the second viewing, I noticed like when they're talking and they're entering the room, they're like, "We're just 2 single women," and I'm like, "Wait a minute," because they're really talking about for here for the men, and like, no, they're not. We know Val isn't. And I'm like, yeah, these 2 used to be a thing.
They could have been. And if you're not a part of our Discord, just become a patron and join our Discord. The conversation in there has been epic.
Nice just saying. Pitch for it, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, yeah,
I always welcome more opinions in there because it's really been a great conversation. But speaking of Vel and Clea, even were they a thing? Are they not a thing? Are they competing now just for Luthen's attention in a way?
Something like that, yeah.
I wonder if perhaps Clea now sees Vel as just being too reckless. Remember, she even had to remind her, he's like, "Oh, we're just meeting for the first time." She's like, "No, you've been at the shop."
Yeah.
Does Clea see her as being too reckless with Luthen's secret and someone she may have to someday send Cinta for?
Wow.
I'm just put it out there. It's a thought, isn't it?
Dark. Cinta has to go. I mean, what does Cinta do if she gets the order to take out Val?
She probably does it.
Wow.
Cinta's, remember, they take what's left.
I don't want to even see that. I don't want to think about that. That'd be a horrible scene. That would be just, don't do that.
Maybe it wouldn't be Cinta. It'll be someone else.
No, it would be, there's no way it wouldn't be Cinta.
It'll be Bix.
Maybe Bix, yeah.
Parn made me happy this episode. I have a lot of Parn.
Parn's my favorite character.
I know you love. I have a lot of new Parn thoughts. I kind of see like he has a jealousy now with Mon. The fact that he cares enough to accuse her of infidelity makes me think maybe he does care. Maybe seeing her with him over even the past year that was off screen reminded him of how he maybe once cared for her.
Well, he cared enough to have a daughter, which actually happens in the book you didn't read. Mask of Fear is the conception of Lita. Dun, dun, dun. We never got to talk about that. I'm very disappointed.
What? Yeah.
Sorry to bring it up.
And then he has this beautiful, wonderful wedding toast. Sagrona Tima. I mean, I thought it was beautiful. I liked
it was like the best speech of the whole.
I liked the look in his eye. He was looking straight at Mon and speaking of the past joy. And she was smiling. Like I felt like they were like remembering good times together, and maybe he still feels that for her. Maybe it's still there, and that would make me happy. Sagrona Tima. It's my new thing. I'm saying it all the time.
You have been too. I can attest to that.
And I mean, he seems to be like watching out for her. You always see him casting glances her way. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe there's still love there.
So then, lastly, we got to talk about Mon. She's the only thing we haven't talked about. I mean, all I could feel for her, like this whole arc, was like pity and sadness. You could see the stress, the burdens just piling up. First, she's got this guilt that's been just building about this whole wedding, knowing she sold her daughter to protect the rebellion. Then you load on those weights when Tay comes over to drop more burdens on her, even threatening her. And then she hits that breaking point. I'm doing it. She's like, I'm giving my daughter the advice I didn't get.
Yeah. After that, she drinks.
Yeah, you were jumping. She gives her daughter that advice that I wish my mother would have said this to me.
And then she gets
I'm giving you a way out. And your daughter's, I wish you were drunk. Can you imagine? I mean, as a mother, can you imagine like your daughter's disdain for you? And then after that, your former best friend Tay, you realize Luthen's just gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he's gonna send to him.
Yes. So that sends her like over the edge. Her public mask is cracking. We're seeming to watch her spiral out of control as she's drinking. It did comfort me a little to see that Parn was watching her, maybe with a little concern. I mean, he knows that's not like her.
Yeah, probably hasn't seen this happen in
I mean, it's weird to think that I'm pinning a lot of hope and trust right now
what
on
does that
Parn.
Mean? Don't my boy
betray
Parn.
her. What if Parn takes the fall? What if Parn dies for her to help her get out?
No, I don't see. Parn's not that type.
I'm just saying it's a possibility now.
Just saying a fairy tale.
There were just
there were
breadcrumbs. There were breadcrumbs in this episode that says maybe I'm not giving Parn credit.
Shattering your hopes and dreams and predicting Parn is the one who turns her in some way.
Think about it. They united over the wedding that neither one really wanted to happen. I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. And he wouldn't really turn her in because, I mean, he would threaten to turn her in, I suppose, because we know Mon kind of makes the speech and, hey, I'm out of here. But we'll see. I hope so. I like Baron. I don't know why. Again, he just every now and then I attach myself to
I'm just
a
really,
random character in shows.
I don't know. I'm just getting some feels for him throughout
No,
the arc
he
here.
definitely felt different, better in this arc than he did last season. Last season he kind of was the aloof kind of why does everything have to be sad and boring, and like okay, Baron.
And then all of a sudden he noticed she's spending time with her old chum Tay.
Chumte. It sounds
And
like
now he's
Klingon
thinking,
name.
what was I doing?
Maybe
know.
that's it. Maybe he realizes like, oh dang,
I'm
I
driving
love
her
her,
away,
and now she's going to another man, and I don't like that.
I don't know. I'm probably reaching. I'm sure the comments will tell me I'm probably reaching, but I felt a little something. Maybe it was just his beautiful speech.
It was a good speech.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Tell us what you thought of these two story arcs in the first arc of Andor, Season 2, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so, until next time, thanks for watching.